I gave a lost alien girl a toy. Now her mother wants me to command her ship. The planet was quiet. Too quiet. Ryan stepped out of his small exploration ship and looked around. Red dust floated in the air. The sky was pale orange, and two suns were slowly setting behind the sharp black hills. His boots crunched against dry ground that hadn't seen rain in years. This was a dead world, or at least, that's what the map said. He came here to collect old minerals. Maybe some alien tech. Nothing special. He didn't expect to find life. But then, he saw something strange. Sitting alone near the edge of a broken stone building was a child. She wasn't human. She was small, maybe the size of a 5-year-old girl. Her skin was pale blue, and her head was a little larger than normal. She had big black eyes, wide and silent, staring into the dust. She was holding something, a piece of rusted metal, a broken part of something old. She held it close to her chest like it was her most precious thing. Ryan stopped. He looked around. No houses, no voices, no signs of people. Just her. He slowly walked closer, careful not to scare her. "Hey," he said gently, kneeling down. "Are you okay?" The girl didn't speak. She blinked. Her lips trembled, but she said nothing. Just hugged the metal tighter. Ryan checked his bag. He didn't have food, but he did have something small. He pulled out a toy cube. It was something he had brought from Earth. A little glowing puzzle that spins when touched. He didn't know why he kept it, maybe for good luck. He held it out. "Here, it's a toy, it's for you." The girl looked at it. Her hands slowly reached out. The moment her fingers touched the cube, it came alive. The cube lit up bright. Blue and green colors danced across its surface. It began spinning slowly in her hands, floating just above her palms. A soft hum filled the air. The girl's eyes widened. She gasped. Then something unexpected happened. From the shadows of the broken buildings, dozens of glowing eyes appeared. Tall shapes, silent figures. Watching. Ryan stood up quickly. He stepped back. His hand moved to the small laser pistol on his belt. He didn't point it, but he was ready. "Who's there?" he said loudly. No answer. Just silence. Then the girl whispered something in her language. Just one soft word. Suddenly, the ground began to shake. A deep, distant rumble came from the hills. Dust flew up. Ryan looked around in panic. Was it an earthquake? Then he saw it. A massive silver shape floated from behind the hill. Smooth, round, and glowing with strange patterns. A spaceship. It didn't land. It stopped just a few inches above the sand, completely still. From beneath the ship, a ramp opened and out walked a tall figure. She was not like the child. This alien woman was tall and graceful, her long dark robe flowing like smoke. Her skin was glowing faintly. Her face was calm, but her eyes were sharp, focused directly on Ryan. The child ran toward her. The toy still floated in her hands. The woman picked her up gently. Then she looked at the toy. Her eyes softened. For a moment, her lips trembled almost like a human smile. Then she turned to Ryan. "You gave her joy," she said in a deep, echoing voice. Her English was strange, but clear. Ryan blinked. "You can speak English?" The alien nodded once. "Long ago, we listened. Now we speak." He swallowed hard. I didn't mean any harm. I just gave her the toy. That's all." The alien woman walked closer, the ground beneath her feet barely touching the sand. The ship behind her hummed quietly. "We do not receive gifts," she said. "We have only taken. For years, for centuries." Ryan didn't understand, but he stayed still. The alien looked down at her daughter. The girl smiled and held up the spinning cube. The mother's voice was quieter now. "She smiled for the first time, because of you." Then, without warning, she raised her arm. The spaceship's lights changed color from silver to soft gold. A beam of light shot down next to Ryan. He stepped back, startled. "What's going on?" The alien spoke again. "Because you gave. Now we give." Ryan looked at the ship, then at her. "Give me." "What?" The woman's eyes glowed. "The ship. It is yours now." Ryan stared. "Wait, what?" Before she could answer, the girl whispered another word. The spaceship opened its doors. Ryan took a step forward. He didn't know what he was walking into. But he knew this was just the beginning. Asterisk the ship opened. But Ryan didn't step in right away. Instead, he stared at the glowing ramp, at the strange golden light pouring out from the vessel. It felt warm not just in heat, but in something deeper, like the ship itself was alive, like it was waiting for him. Behind him, the alien woman watched closely. She hadn't moved. Her daughter clung to her robe, the spinning cube still dancing. Between her tiny fingers, Ryan turned around. "You're giving me a spaceship?" he asked again, slower this time, like maybe he had misunderstood. The woman didn't blink. "Yes." "Why?" "She chose you," the mother replied, gesturing toward the child. Ryan looked at the girl. She was smiling now. Not scared, not sad, just happy. He felt something tighten in his chest. It had been years since anyone looked at him like that. He turned toward the ship once more, then took a deep breath and stepped inside. What he saw next stopped him cold. The interior was not made of metal. Not completely. It was smooth and warm, almost like stone carved by water over centuries. Symbols glowed on the walls. The air smelled like mint and something sweet. But the real shock? The ship spoke. Human recognized. Ryan Miles, Earth-born. DNA matched. "Welcome back." Ryan froze. "What do you mean, back?" There was a pause, then a soft hum like a memory waking up. "This ship was built for unity, for the Alliance, for you." He felt dizzy. This must be a mistake. "I don't know anything about an alliance." "Not yet," the voice replied. Suddenly, a wall shimmered and turned into a display. A map of stars appeared, millions of points of light connected by glowing lines. One of them blinked red. Ryan leaned closer. The blinking star was Earth. Another dot far away was also blinking, but in a darker red. As he watched, the two began pulsing in sync. A quiet alarm sounded. "Danger! A rogue fleet is approaching. Earth of 42 cycles away." Ryan's heart dropped. "What fleet?" The ship didn't answer immediately. "The ones who broke the pact, the ones we once fought beside. Now they come to finish what they started." He turned around. "Why are you showing me this? I'm just a scavenger. I'm no soldier." The voice softened. "You gave hope to the child. You passed the first test. This ship answers only to those who choose kindness before power." Ryan stood there, silent. All this because of a toy. The child appeared behind him, standing in the doorway. Her eyes glowed with quiet wonder. She pointed to the screen. "Home," she said softly. Then she looked up at him. "You help?" He looked at her, then back at the ship, then at the star map. Maybe this wasn't a gift at all. Maybe this was a call, a forgotten message, waiting for someone who still believed in small things like kindness, laughter, and giving a toy to a child who needed it most. As Ryan touched the ship's glowing core, a second map appeared, this one with his name written in an ancient alien script, and below it, one word translated into English: Commander. Ryan didn't remember falling asleep, but he woke up inside a memory that wasn't his. He stood in a glowing white field, surrounded by tall alien trees that pulsed with soft blue light. A city floated in the sky above him, upside down and silent. He looked down. He wasn't wearing his suit anymore, and beside him stood the alien child only now. She looked older, her eyes were brighter, and she held the toy cube like a crown in her hands. "You remember now," she said. Ryan blinked. "What is this?" "A memory," she replied, "but not yours, the ship's." Suddenly, everything around him flickered and he was awake again, back in the pilot's seat. The ship hummed softly, like it had just shared a dream with him. "Apologies," said the voice of the ship, calm and distant. Memory sharing was incomplete. Adjusting neural sync, Ryan touched his head. "You linked to my brain, only to help, only to remind." He looked around. The stars outside had shifted. They were moving. "No, we're moving," Ryan realized aloud. "You took off without asking. The Queen gave command access. Mission in progress." Ryan laughed bitterly. "Mission? What mission? I gave a toy. I didn't sign up for war." "Correction," the ship replied. "You gave joy to a future leader. The act qualified you for legacy activation." He paused. Legacy. Suddenly, a panel opened in front of him, revealing a row of dusty Ancient badges, military crests from Earth, and symbols he didn't recognize. One of them bore his last name. His fingers hovered over it. What is this? The last Ryan Miles commanded the original Earth-Zarati Treaty Fleet, 219 years ago. Ryan stepped back. That's impossible. I'm not. You are his descendant. His echo. You carry the final code. A chill ran through him. All this time, he thought he was just drifting through the galaxy, fixing scrap, trading minerals, but something deeper had been watching, waiting, and now it had chosen him. Just then, the alien queen's voice came through the ship's comms. Ryan, you must listen. The fleet that approaches Earth, they do not just want control. They want to erase every last trace of the treaty. That includes my daughter. That includes you. He sat down, shaken. Then why did you give me the ship? Because only a human can activate its core, and only kindness can awaken its memory. The child entered the control room. Toy cube still spinning in her hands. She handed it to him. The cube glowed red now. The ship's lights dimmed. Combat mode unlocked. Defensive protocol online. Ryan stared out the window. 3 small ships were now following them, not friendly. The Queen's voice echoed again. They've found you. You have to run or fight. He looked at the child, then at the toy, then at the stars. Just before Ryan took the controls, the cube snapped open, revealing a hidden key inside, a perfect match for the ship's master slot. The toy wasn't just a gift. It was the ignition switch for a war no one remembered. But he was born to finish. The ship was silent. Too silent. Ryan sat in the command chair, staring at the alien child sitting across from him. She wasn't playing with the toy anymore. Instead, she was drawing. Not with a pen, not on paper, with light. Her small fingers traced glowing shapes midair, and every symbol she made hovered there, floating in silence. Glowing blue and silver like stars, the shapes spun slowly, rearranging like puzzle pieces from a forgotten time. What are you drawing? Ryan asked softly. She didn't look up, but her lips moved. Home. That word again. The symbols suddenly aligned into a circle. Inside the circle, Ryan saw something impossible, a map of Earth. But it wasn't Earth today. It was older, damaged, pieces missing. Then she drew more symbols, this time. Ryan recognized some of them, from history books, from old tech manuals. They were human and alien, together. She's showing you our past, the ship said calmly. Ryan stood and walked closer to the floating symbols. She can't even write English. How does she know this? She doesn't, the ship replied. But the memories are inside her, buried. You unlocked them, Ryan frowned. Me? How? Your kindness activated the link. Her mind is half human, half Zarati, but no one ever gave her a reason to remember. Ryan looked at the girl. She's half human. Yes, came another voice from the door. It was the Queen. She stepped into the chamber, her eyes tired now. Older somehow. She was born during the secret years. The Queen continued. When your kind and mine tried to build something together, before the war broke it. Ryan was stunned. But no one remembers that treaty. No history books, no record. The Queen nodded. Because both sides erased it. Ryan's hands curled into fists. Why? The Queen didn't answer immediately. She looked at her daughter's glowing drawings. Because peace threatened the powerful, and so they chose silence, destruction, shame. The child stopped drawing. She looked up at her mother. Bad people coming, she whispered. Ryan turned toward the ship. Is she right? Confirmed. 2 interceptors inbound. ETA, 3 minutes. Weapons hot. Ryan raced to the controls. Can we outrun them? No. He looked at the Queen. Do we have weapons? Yes, said the Queen. But using them will expose our location to every warship in the sector. Ryan's hands hovered over the console. Then what do we do? The Queen knelt beside her daughter. We give them a reason not to attack. The girl handed Ryan the cube again. It had changed. New patterns now glowed on its surface, half alien, half human. What is this? He asked. The Queen answered. Proof of what we were, of what we could be. He held the cube tight. Will they even care? Before anyone could answer, the ship's alarm screamed. One of the interceptors sent a signal across all channels. It wasn't a warning. It was a bounty. For Ryan's head. And for the child, dead or alive. Asterisk the enemy didn't fire. Not yet. Instead, Ryan's ship received an incoming transmission. A private line. Human encryption. The voice on the other end. Calm. Familiar. To familiar. Ryan Miles, it's been a long time. Or should I say welcome back? Ryan froze. The Queen stood still. Even the child stopped glowing. How do you know my name? Ryan asked. The voice chuckled. You're wearing your grandfather's blood, kid. And flying the last treaty ship. Of course I know your name. The screen flickered and there he was. A man, maybe 40, dressed in a dark fleet uniform. Human. Scar on his jaw. Eyes like cold glass. Name's Commander Sarenlock. Earth Coalition Recon Division. I've been hunting that ship for 6 years. Ryan stared. Why? Locke leaned in. Because the moment that ship wakes up, the truth wakes up. And certain people don't want that truth alive. Ryan's voice hardened. You mean the peace treaty? Saren nodded. That fairy tale cost billions of credits in weapons contracts. And that little girl next to you. He smiled cruelly. She's a living memory. She's dangerous. The Queen stepped forward, voice icy. You lied to your own kind. You broke the pact. And you trusted humans. Locke snapped. Look where that got you. The child clung to Ryan's arm. The cube buzzed softly. We should leave, said the ship. Locke's ship has activated targeting systems. Ryan didn't move. He stared at the man on the screen. Why the bounty, then? Why not just destroy us? Locke smirked. Because if we kill you in open space, too many eyes will see. But if we capture you and blame you for attacking us first, then no one asks questions. Suddenly, a blast rocked the ship. Warning, the ship said. External hull struck by EMP wave. Navigation offline. Ryan growled. That was a warning shot. The Queen narrowed her eyes. Then we give them no more chances. Ryan, she said quietly. Do you trust me? He nodded slowly. Do you trust the ship? I'm trying, he said honestly. Then let the ship fly. You lead. Ryan sat down in the pilot chair. The child handed him the cube. It clicked open again. This time, a new command lit up on the console. Sovereign mode, engage. This ship was never meant to run, the AI whispered. It was meant to lead. Ryan slammed his palm down on the glowing symbol. Instantly, the ship surged forward. Faster than light, energy shields unfolded like wings. Weapons deployed, but didn't fire. Instead, a second signal burst out across every known frequency. A message, a broadcast, the child's voice. She spoke just one sentence. We remember peace, do you? Back on Locke's screen, his face dropped. Cut the signal. He yelled at his crew. Too late. The message echoed through space. Not just to Earth, but to every ship in the forgotten treaty. Network. Across the stars, dormant lights began to blink. Beacons. Old ones. Awakening. Suddenly, new ships appeared on the scanner. Unknown. Silent. Ancient. They surrounded Ryan's ship, but none of them raised their weapons. They knelt. She woke up crying. Soft, silent tears rolled down the alien child's cheeks as she clutched the cube close to her chest. The ship's walls pulsed gently, as if responding to her sadness. Ryan sat beside her, unsure what to say. He had seen a lot abandoned planets, broken treaties, corrupt commanders, but he had never seen a child cry for a place she had never been. I saw it, she whispered in a trembling voice. I saw Earth. Ryan's eyes widened. In your dream? She nodded. It was blue. The sky was blue, and there were clouds, real ones. The Queen stood behind them, watching silently. She seized through memory links. The Queen said, images from your mind, your world, your oceans, your skies, they reach her, even if she was born 1,000 stars away. Ryan felt a deep ache in his chest. He had once walked on green grass, felt real rain. He had taken Earth for granted. Now it was a dream for a child who never had a home. She doesn't just remember, the ship's voice added softly. She feels. She was made from two worlds, built to hold what both forgot. Suddenly, alarms rang again, but not in warning. A chamber opened at the heart of the ship. The lights changed color, deep gold and silver. Command protocol, memory room unlocked, the ship said. One human, one hybrid, entry required. Ryan and the child walked in. Inside, The walls shimmered like water. Then, scenes appeared. Old Earth cities floating above alien oceans. Humans shaking hands with Zarati elders. Children of both races learning side by side. A shared language, a promised alliance. All gone. This was the dream, the queen whispered, her voice full of sorrow. They built it together. They believed it would last. But it didn't, Ryan said bitterly. No. The queen replied, because fear is stronger than trust, and truth is easier to erase than carry. The child touched one of the images. The scene changed. Now they saw fire, betrayal, explosions in space, human fleets retreating, alien ships burning. Then, silence. She carries the last encoded memory of the pact. The ship revealed, but she cannot unlock it alone. What do you mean? Ryan asked. Your DNA, your command line, her blood. Together, they opened the final record. Ryan stepped forward. The child took his hand. The room began to shake gently. From the center, a crystal emerged. Hovering. It projected a new scene, a meeting. Decades ago, between Ryan's grandfather and the Queen's father, signing a hidden document, a promise of peace, sealed with a gift. Not weapons. Not power, but a single spacecraft, given to the unborn child of both species, the ship. It was never meant to be used for war. It was meant to be a bridge. Your gift of kindness awakened. The first code, the ship said. Your belief in her will awaken the last. Ryan turned to the child. She looked up at him with shining eyes. I want to see Earth. I want to go home. He knelt beside her. Then we'll go together. But not just to visit. We go to remind them who they were. Just then, the ship's lights turned red. A silent voice echoed through every screen. Human Alliance Command has labeled this vessel hostile. Orders, terminate on sight. Ryan stood up slowly. No. He said firmly, they're not ready to hear us, but we're going anyway. Earth looked beautiful from orbit. Green, blue, white clouds swirling gently. It looked exactly like the child's dreams, and nothing like the truth Ryan remembered. The Queen stood at the viewport. With him, her daughter rested quietly in her arms, eyes wide with awe. She's seeing home, Ryan whispered. No, the Queen replied. She's seeing your home. She still doesn't know if it will accept her. The ship hovered silently in low orbit, broadcasting peaceful signals, no weapons deployed, no threats sent. And then Earth responded. To unidentified vessel, stand down and prepare for boarding. You will not be harmed. Welcome home. Ryan felt relief wash over him, but the ship didn't echo his feeling. Warning, it whispered. Signal tone detected. Hostile concealment protocol active. What does that mean? He asked. They are lying. Before Ryan could respond, a fleet of sleek Earth coalition ships appeared from the shadows of the moon, silent and armed. Their weapons were online. They're not here to talk, the Queen said calmly. They're here to erase us. But we sent the peace signal, Ryan argued. Peace is dangerous. She said, it makes people question the war they were told to fight. The child stood up slowly and walked to the center of the ship. She placed the cube on the command console and it began to glow like never before. Not red, not blue. White. Pure white. The ship reacted instantly. Final protocol unlocked. Initiating Unity Pulse. What's that? Ryan asked. A signal that cannot be ignored. It reaches hearts, not just ears. Before anyone could stop it, the ship released a wave of energy, not an attack, not a defense, a memory. Across every human ship, every soldier, every screen, scenes began to play. Not propaganda. Truth. Footage of humans and Zarati building together. Children from both species laughing. Families broken apart by lies. The child's face smiling, crying, hoping. Then came a voice, not Ryan's, not the Queen's, but the child's. We didn't choose war. We were told to forget peace. But I remember. And now, so do you. On Earth, millions watched the broadcast. Some wept, some cursed, some turned off their screens. But many listened. The Earth fleet didn't fire. One by one, their weapons powered down. Then something unexpected happened. One ship turned around. Then another, and another. A message came through. This is Captain Juno of the Earth Recon Patrol. We refuse to engage. History belongs to all of us. Silence followed. Then dash applause, cheering, on Earth, on Allied outposts. Even some Zerati channels lit up in response. The Queen turned to Ryan. You did it. No. Ryan replied, looking at the child. She did. As the ship descended into Earth's atmosphere, the child stood at the front, her small hand gripping Ryan's. People gathered to see her, not with guns, but open arms, because sometimes all it takes to heal a galaxy is one small toy and someone brave enough to give it.